This video is on power of attitude. Are you winning or losing? Let's dive right in. Hey, what's up? I'm Dr. TJ, a surgeon who graduated from Harvard. This channel is all about you. Hey, what if I told you that the single greatest weapon in the world has nothing to do with talent, money, or education? What if I told you it fits inside your chest and it costs absolutely nothing? And what if I told you that one person, someone who had every reason to quit, every reason to give up, every reason to believe the world didn't want them, used this weapon to become one of the most celebrated artists in the human history? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, your life will never look the same. Let's go! And hey, before we dive in, if this kind of content lights you up, hit that like button right now and subscribe so you never miss a video. And please share this with someone who needs to hear it today. Trust me, they need this. Let's go. Attitude, such a small word, 6 letters, 3 syllables, and yet it is the invisible force that determines whether you win or lose in this game called life. Not your IQ, not your zip code, not the family you were born into, your attitude. Today I'm going to prove that to you, not with statistics, not with theories, not with speculation, but with a true story. A story so powerful, so real, so raw that it will stop you cold. I'm not going to tell you who this person is yet. Not yet. I want you to feel this story first. I want you to live inside it. Are you ready? Let's begin. Everything is possible. Picture a young child growing up in one of the most rural corners of South Carolina, a place called St. Matthews in Calhoun County. It is the 1970s. The world is loud with change. This child has nothing by the world's standard. The family is poor, the house is small, the odds are long, but inside this child burns something that no poverty can extinguish, a fire, a dream, an unshakable belief that she was made for something extraordinary. She is magnetic from the very beginning. When she walks into a room, something shifts. People stop and stare. She doesn't understand it yet, but she carries a presence that cannot be manufactured. By the time she reaches high school, she is winning. Speech competitions, drama class. She discovers theater, and the world opens up. For the first time in her life, she has a language for the fire inside her. It is called performance. It is called acting. It is called stage presence. She goes on to earn a full scholarship to study theater, one of the most competitive and prestigious performing arts programs in the United States. And she thrives. She is extraordinary. Her professors say they've never seen anything quite like her. The future seems limitless. Everything is going according to plan. But then, the storm. The world says no. She graduates and steps into the professional world, and the door slams shut. Audition after audition, rejection after rejection. Casting directors look at her and say, and I want you to hear these words carefully. They say she is too dark, too ethnic, not the right look, not the right type. The industry doesn't know what to do with a woman who looks like her, speaks like her, carries herself like her. She is told directly that she will never be a leading lady. She takes small roles, television parts, stage work, anything to keep the dream alive. Years pass, the roles are few, the recognition is even fewer. She watches others rise while she waits. She questions everything. She wonders if the people who told her no were right. But here is where the story gets extraordinary. Because while the industry was telling her who she couldn't be, she was quietly, ferociously, defiantly deciding who she was. She didn't let bitterness take root. She didn't let resentment rewrite her story. She did not dwell in a sea of negativity. She made a decision, a conscious, daily, ruthless decision, to show up with the most powerful weapon she had, her attitude. She said, "You can't be hesitant about who you are," end quote. She poured everything into every role she was given, no matter how small. She studied, she pushed, she grew, but the weight was crushing. There were moments, she has spoken about them publicly, where she sat in her car and wept, where she wondered if God had made a mistake, where she almost walked away. Yes, she was at a crossroads. Talent wasn't the question. Courage wasn't the question. The only question that ever matters was attitude. Would she choose to keep going? Would she choose to believe, despite all of the evidence to the contrary, that her moment was still coming? She chose yes. The world catches up, and then slowly, undeniably, the tide turned. She landed a role in the Broadway production of King Hedley II. Critics were stunned. She won the Tony Award for Best Featured Actress in a Play. The world began to pay attention. Then came a 2001 film, a small, quiet movie called Kate and Leopold. No, wait, not that. The film that changed everything was Antoine Fisher. Then Far From Heaven. Then Doubt in 2008, where she appeared on screen for only 12 minutes opposite Meryl Streep, and still earned an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. 12 minutes, and the world could not stop talking about her. Then came the role she was born to play, Aibileen Clark in The Help in 2011. Another Oscar nomination, another global conversation. People wept watching her. People were changed watching her. And then in 2017, the dam broke completely. She stood on the stage of the Academy Awards. She held in her hand the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for towering performance in Fences, the film adaptation of August Wilson's Pulitzer Prize-winning play, directed by and starring Denzel Washington. With that single award, she became the first black actress in history to win the Triple Crown of acting: an Emmy, a Tony, and an Oscar. The little girl from St. Matthews, South Carolina, the girl who was told she was the wrong shade, the wrong type, the wrong look, the woman they tried to keep out. Her name is Viola Davis. Now, here is what I need you to understand. Viola Davis did not become the greatest actress of her generation because the world was kind to her. She became who she is despite the world's cruelty. She made a choice over and over and over to lead with attitude, not arrogance, not anger, not denial. Attitude. The attitude that says, I was made for this. I will not let your opinion of me become my reality. I will show up fully, completely, without apology, no matter what. Joseph Campbell once said, the privilege of a lifetime is being who you are, end quote. And here is the science behind it. Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck had spent decades studying what separates people who succeed from those who don't. Her conclusion? It's not talent, it's not what she calls a growth mindset, the attitude that says failure is not final, the challenges are invitations, that every setback is a setup for a comeback. Viola Davis didn't read Dweck's research, she lived it. Remember what Sir Winston Churchill said, attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference, end quote. Attitude changes the filter through which you see the world. With a positive, determined, growth-fueled attitude, obstacles become opportunities, closed doors become redirections, and every no becomes fuel for the most powerful yes of your life. Now here is your challenge. Not tomorrow, not Monday, right now. I want you to ask yourself, what door have you stopped knocking on? What dream have you quietly shelved because someone told you no? What part of your own story have you given up on? And then I want you to make the same choice Viola Davis made. Every morning in the dark when no one is watching, when the applause hasn't come yet, when you are all by yourself, choose your attitude. Choose to show up, choose to believe, choose to fight, not with anger, but with the quiet, ferocious, unstoppable power of someone who knows their time is coming. Because it is. If this speech moved you, tell yourself, I am changing my attitude for the better. Before this speech is over, write down one thing you have been afraid to pursue. One dream, one goal, one door you stop knocking on. Write it down, put it somewhere, you will see it every single day. And every morning, before the world gets loud, look at it and choose your attitude. Now click on the video you see on your screen. Winning is a decision, and it starts right here, right now with you.